What's going on, mother truckers? So, this is amazing. This man Troy right here is a good friend of mine. But the truth is, you got some street cred now, sir, because I've been championing you because this EPA and all these EPF and all these things, they're just making truckers go broke. And I remember having an international, and I was stuck at a freaking shop for weeks, and they wouldn't even fix my truck. And I'm spending all this money and time and energy. And so you took something upon yourself to help out your community that you could, just to get them back on the road. So first off, introduce yourself, sir.
My name's Troy Lake, owner of Elite Diesel Service out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. But in 2024, December 5th, I was charged with defrauding the Clean Air Act, and I was sent to prison for 12 months, 1 day. I did a 7-month stint for helping American truck drivers, farmers, ranchers, everything, having problems with the emissions, causing them to break down, couldn't get parts, on and on about just devices that are inoperative, working and so forth. Well, so in that process of fighting this for 6 years, which I did, some people said, well, you got raided when Trump was in office. Well, I did, but Trump was early on in the office. He didn't know what the three-letter parts of the government, the EPA, the IRS, he didn't know what they were all doing. He was just coming in, and so later on, after he got reelected, he realized the weaponization that the government's really doing, obviously because they were trying to put him in prison.
Right.
So I was charged with 344 counts. 342 of them were Cummins, which was a whole different story. They were all Cummins.
All Cummins engines?
Engines. That's what I was charged with deleting. So, but the government spent a lot of time trying to, shops that I used to do it for, they scared people. The FBI come in and said, you're doing something illegal, if you continue doing this, or we need information because you can go to prison. Well, there's a portion of what people don't realize. There's the power plants and the monitoring systems on the power plants are all done. That is against the law. On the other side, we have mobilization. They took that law, on the other is a regulation, and moved it over there and tried to make that a law in the mobilization. They can't do that. Congress can only do that. So that's how President Trump figured out the weaponization that they were doing to myself was illegal. So, but it took a while. It took my wife, my son, some good friends, Jeff Daughtry and Carson Jurgensen, that all involved in their lobbyists that actually presented and found. We had local people, Chase and Aaron, that owned a distillery in Cheyenne. They reached out to some combat vets that they knew back at the White House, and pretty soon things started putting two and two together. And then on November the 7th, I got a phone call from Senator Lummis, which we had told later that I had been a full unconditional pardon.
Ain't that something to see a letter from President Trump himself?
Yeah.
About something like that? And I mean, tell me about this, because now that chapter is over with, I mean, how long were they trying to put you in prison for, and how much money were they trying to charge you back for, if there was any?
Well, we started out at $3.5 million fine.
Wow.
And over the 6 years, got down to where the fine for the business was $52,000, and then I got fined personally $2,500. But in the realm with that, sounds like a lot. Can be a lot. Anyway, now in the process, when we had a meeting with the U.S. Pardon Attorney, when I got invited to the White House for the State of the Union address, we sat down and talked to these people, and they're assuring us that those fines, we no longer have to pay them, but hopefully down the road we'll be getting that back, plus the cost of lawyers and what profit we lost and things like this. So but that's another chapter down the road. But it is looking very positive in that aspect.
Good.
But the big thing that we're trying to reach out right now is the weaponization that these organizations, it could be the U.S. Forest Service, the U.S. Ag, the EPA, the IRS, you could do your taxes wrong, a small little mistake, end up going to prison. These are things that shouldn't be there.
I agree.
And these, you can call them cubicle dwellers or swamp monsters, whatever in that. So Trump knows this is going on, and he's got people like Lee Zeldin, Sean Duffy, on and on, Pam Bondi. But people that work under them are the ones that are not abiding by the rules or what Trump wants. So those are the ones that we got to try to get out of the system and fix in that realm. And that's where I'm out trying to, we're here at this truck show because there's a lot of people I know. I've been coming here since 2005. So there's a lot of good friends. That's how Alex and I even met, years and years ago.
Yeah.
But is getting people aware of that. And then we're also, down the road, we're also working directly with Lee Zeldin and his staff on some improvements, showing how we can make better with the emissions that we have.
And speaking on that, Troy, right? People got it a little bit wrong when they said, okay, Troy got pardoned here, so does that mean I could go out and delete trucks today as well? And the answer is no.
No.
Don't do
No.
You don't want to do that.
No, it's not criminal anymore.
It's not criminal.
But it is a civil fine, and you'll get fined, and unfortunately is the way things work. If they see that and you get fined, they might find other things that you've done wrong. So it's not legal yet. Doesn't mean down the road, but we got to all work together to make that work. And so this is what we're reaching. We got a diesel freedom coalition that we had organized, and I will give it to Alex to pass out there. But this is for information like that we need to help people.
Anything I can do to help?
Yeah.
I mean, how cool is that, Troy? Did you ever think about this, that because of that hardship that you went through, for your specific reason, nobody else that if they're trying to do something just to stay in business, save their family, they're not going to go to federal prison for it.
Yeah.
You help with that, sir.
Yeah. Well, and then we're still working on it. I mean, we got a kid up in, so we're working with Diesel Freak, trying to get them pardoned. Matt Spurlock up in Alaska. He's a young kid, did the same. He only had 32 counts. He got sentenced. He's been charged with a felony, but he's on probation. And the sad thing is that charged for a felony for something, now you lose your gun rights, your voting rights, you lose everything for the rest of your life.
Right.
For trying to help to do the right thing, to keep people on the road mission that doesn't work. I mean, we've proven in my case with the fire trucks, the ambulances, the school buses that are breaking down. It's small details like that we need people to be aware.
I agree.
To and get on board and help us fight this. And honestly, we're winning little step by steps. I mean, there's a lot of people can't see us behind the doors, but just pray for us and keep. We're plugging along in the right direction.
That's awesome. No, thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Truckin'